And we are live. What's up, everyone? Mike here with another episode of Entourage Live. Today is the Prime Day episode. So everything that I can think of with regards to advertising and getting ready for Prime Day. So I hope everyone is doing well, especially after watching those debates last night. I know it was a little nuts for me. I had to turn it off. Hope everyone is doing well today. I, for one, woke up feeling inspired, knowing that I control my own destiny, not any kind of government or politicians, and we can basically do what we want, and create our own destiny with our businesses. So I felt very empowered this morning, and I hope that you do as well. So today we're going to talk all about Prime Day. I have a full list of things to go over. I have about 15 different topics to cover. Some of them will be faster than others, but I think that you're going to get a lot out of this episode and a lot out of this show. So make sure to share this information with people in your community and network as we get ready for Prime Day 2020, which is coming up on the 13th and the 14th. So I'm excited, and I hope that you are as well. So here we have a look. The first thing on the list is to review Prime Day from years past. Now, just keep in mind, this Prime Day is completely different from the Prime Days that we've had in the past. Who knows exactly what's going to happen this year? This is a new time frame. It's never happened, obviously, in October before. So it's really hard to go based on the metrics of the past. But what I want to start off with is just looking at how Prime Day fared in the years past. And we have that information. And by the way, this information is available to all sellers. Just go to ppcentourage.com/community. Now, what we're looking at here is a group of sellers who have been with the Entourage community for several years. So these might be more advanced sellers. If you're just getting started, just keep that in mind that these are sellers that have been selling for quite some time. So look, check this out over here. We have Prime Day. We have 2017, 2018, and 2019. And when you go over here, you can toggle between the different dates, and you could start to get a sense for how advertising is going to perform the week before Prime Day, which we are there next week. Then the Prime Day or Prime Days, this will include both days, or if it's longer than 2 days, it'll include all the Prime Days, and then also the week after Prime Day. So let's get an idea. Check out the conversion rate. So this is something that obviously is super important. We want to make sure that our ads convert and people and shoppers are ready to make the purchase. So the week before Prime Day, it appears that maybe there's a little bit of hesitancy at 13%. Still very high and really awesome for the community. But check this out, man. In 2018, this is the highest I think that I've seen across the board. 21% conversion rate in 2018 on Prime Day or Prime Days. And then in 2019, it was a little bit lower. We had about a 14.91% conversion rate the week before, and then a 16.8% conversion rate on the actual Prime Day. So you can see the difference between the two. Conversion rates are much higher. Check out ACOS. That's much lower as well, 35% compared to 30% on Prime Day. And look at the differences in sales. So obviously there's going to be a wave of traffic, but who knows how this is going to play out this year? Is there going to be as much traffic as previous years in 2019, 2018, and 2017? Also, if you want to get a sense for how the average cost per click was across this user base, you can see that in 2019, the average cost per click was not that much higher than the week before Prime Day and the week after Prime Day, $1.33. It's a little bit higher, but not like something that really jumps out as much higher. Check this out. The click-through rate percentage, I do remember this. The click-through rate percentage was actually lower. There was just so much traffic and probably so many offers and deals to compete with that the click-through rate percentage actually went down. So even with way more sales, the amount of times that people saw an offer and clicked on it actually went down by comparison to normal standards and also the week before Prime Day and the week after Prime Day. All right. So also check out the average number of impressions that our users received for Prime Day. That is a ton of impressions, 219,000 impressions compared to, the daily average after is 67,000. So a big jump. That's like a 4x increase. If my math serves me correctly. And this is, just a general sense as to what you may be expecting on Prime Day. And once again, it's going to be completely different this year. All right. So that is number one, is go back into the past data and see, just generally how things performed during Prime Day when it was back in July of last year. Next, look at your own Prime Day sales from last year and see which products did really well during Prime Day, and also see which products did really well in October, because we're in the season of October. Prime Day last year was in July, so there are going to be some differences, but that should be where you focus your energy and your intent. We want to hone in on the 80-20, look at the seasonal products for this time of year, but also look to see which products did really, really well last Prime Day. And hopefully you have that data to back it up, and you can go back and see where you made mistakes, where you made a lot of sales, look at your advertising campaigns, which ones did well, which ones did poorly, and start to craft your game plan now. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. You want to start to do that from this point up until the next week or so, and be ready a week in advance for Prime Day, and not just start to make all these changes like the day of Prime Day. That's what you want to avoid. So get ready now. We just got told that it's going to be on the 13th and 14th, just about less than a week ago. So now is the time to really start to get your campaigns together, and we'll talk about more specific details. All right, this is point number 3 that I really wanted to make sure that people understand. I had a really great call with Chelsea Cohen from So Stocked, and it was a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about inventory management. And obviously, with everything going on, and with the difficulty in production and shipping and check-in times and everything, having inventory is an absolutely critical part of Prime Day. And if you don't have the inventory to support these massive sales, obviously going out of stock is never a good thing, leading up especially to the holiday season. So really ask yourself, what is my inventory situation? Do I have enough inventory to support a sale on Prime Day, a steep discount or a coupon or a promotion on Prime Day? Is that worth it? Because at the end of the day, we are here to make profits and to make margins. And if you can't support the sale because you're giving things away and you're not left over with any excess inventory for the holiday season, think about how that's going to play out. A couple of years ago, here's a story. A couple of years ago, we did almost $200,000 one single day on Prime Day. We did almost $200,000. And at the time, I was really excited about that. It was slim margins. And I thought, oh, you know what? This is going to lead to future sales and all sorts of things. It ended up being a big mistake that we made in our business, because we blew through a ton of inventory that we had to reorder. And we were left, kind of in a pickle for certain SKUs, I remember. And I remember learning a lesson there. Now more than ever, with all of the variables, with check-in times, with lead times, with the chaos going on in the world, making sure you don't blow through your inventory on a steep discount during Prime Day, I think is absolutely imperative. So make sure you know your margins and go from there. So that brings me to point number 4, know your margins. At this point, I hope that the point came across, with everything that we talk about with PPC Entourage, knowing your margins is absolutely imperative and very critical. So we have a tool called the margins tool. And the reason why we made the margins tool is because back, maybe about a year and a half ago, some of our SKUs that we thought were doing really well, we actually weren't doing well. And it's because of all the different fees associated with being an Amazon seller, FBA fees, returns, advertising, all of this stuff. So we got really detailed and granular into what was actually producing results and high margin and what wasn't. And it got us thinking about, which products we wanted to get rid of, which products we wanted to keep. So right now is a great time to go into your inventory and check out what are your actual margins, which are high margins product, which of your products are high margin products, and which of those products can support adding a discount or a coupon during Prime Day? Or do you just want to ride the wave of the Prime Day traffic and just let it sit there with the current profit margins that you have? Without knowing your margin percentage, you can't make those decisions. And it's not easy. Amazon doesn't make it easy. That's why we built the margins tool to dial in exactly how much profitability and margins you're getting on a SKU by SKU level. Even child variations, you have to know the differences between the two, because there will be differences amongst all the different child variations. So that is number 5, know your margins. All right, number 6, increase your budgets. Now, if you have the margins to support it, and if you have the inventory to support it, and you want to take advantage of the traffic that inevitably is going to be coming during this Prime Day coming up, then you can increase your budgets across your campaigns. Now, I would highly suggest going back, like I said, to last year's data. If you have it, go back to your campaigns back, in July, and even look seasonally at October, this time of year, and look at the campaigns that did really well. Look at the SKUs that did really well and start there and start to increase your budget that way, 15, 20%. If you have the inventory, if you have the stock and you have the margins, you don't want to run out of budget. You want to scale this day. So you have to really take all the variables into account and ask yourself, which one of these SKUs, which one of these campaigns do I have to uncap my budget? And is it worth it? Is it something that, do I have that campaign dialed in? I'm going to be expecting a lot of traffic. Is this an efficient campaign? All of these different things, these variables come into play when approaching Prime Day from a campaign level and from a SKU level. All right. So if everything checks and you have a really good product, you want to scale it, make sure you don't run out of budget on that day, and then find the campaigns that you want to uncap those campaigns, or increase the budgets across the board, depending on your own unique strategy. So the other thing is, look at the type of campaigns when you're doing that. We have the auto campaigns, we have discovery-based campaigns, we have consideration-based campaigns, and we have decision or post-purchase-based campaigns. If people are looking for your product on Prime Day, we don't want to give them a reason to leave or seek someone else who has a better deal that day. So the post-purchase phase, where you're protecting your brand, definitely uncap that, because those typically have a very low ACoS. Then the decision-based campaigns, if you have your campaigns dialed in, you can increase the budget on those as well. Consideration phase, here's where we want to get a little bit more selective of which campaigns we increase our budget on, because if we go back to the data, we can see a lot of people are browsing this day. They're looking for deals. So they may be window shopping, and we don't want to spend a lot of money on window shoppers. We want people who are going to make a decision and make a purchase that day, because click-through rate percentage does go down. So keep that in mind. That consideration phase, I would monitor the budget, maybe start by scaling your other budgets for your other campaigns first, and then see which ones you want to increase for the consideration phase. And if you don't know which campaigns fall into the consideration phase, download the Amazon Ads Playbook series today. It is crazy. It is badass. It is going to help you fill in the gaps in your advertising strategies with 28 done-for-you advertising campaigns that show you how to set up campaigns quickly and easily so that you can get the most out of what Amazon offers in their toolbox. So definitely download that. All right, guys. Next, we have consider increasing your bids 10 to 20%. So once again, if everything checks out, you have inventory, you have you have margins, you have your campaigns dialed in with optimization, all of that stuff, consider increasing your bids. It is going to be more competitive that day. Their bid prices are probably going to be going up. So you have to take that into account by increasing your bids 10 to 20%, and then play it by ear. See how it's doing that day. You may want to increase it a little bit more that day, or even decrease it. Just play it by ear during that day. But generally speaking, 10 to 20% on those campaigns is good. Just don't forget to reduce them afterwards, because a lot of sellers forget to do that afterwards. And if you have the tool like PPC Entourage Bulk Editor, you can go in there and do this in 5 seconds. You don't have to worry about a spreadsheet that no one cares to learn. Go in there and just use the tool with PPC Entourage. All right, next we have, I don't know what number we're on anymore, but here we go. Review placement modifiers. This is something that a lot of sellers overlook. Reviewing their placements to see where their campaigns are performing, going in there and modifying that, and making sure that they're driving traffic to the placements that are performing really well. Really important to be efficient with your ad spend. And if you're driving traffic to placements that aren't working out, then you're going to be potentially losing money. And we want to make sure we're as efficient as possible during Prime Day. It's never going to be 100% efficiency, unfortunately. But if we can get as good as possible in preparation for Prime Day, that's really going to be helpful. All right, next, review low converting keywords. So low converting keywords, we have a filter inside of the bulk editor of PPC Entourage. And what I mean by low converting keywords are the keywords, ASINs, search terms, or categories that are converting at less than, let's say, 8%. So we do a filter. Typically, we do like between 2 and 7%, and we'll look to see what's really low converting and what's the reason. Is it a relevancy issue? Is it an issue with my listing? Like, what's the reason? But sometimes we see like close match or loose match is low converting. So we'll go in there and we'll pause that or lower the bid, especially now, because we want to make sure that we get those conversions for Prime Day. So one little thing, just go in there and look at your conversion rate overall. We want to get to as close to 10% or higher as possible. As you can see, the conversion rate for Prime Day is solid at, around 16% for these sellers in 2019. So why spend money on the low converters that are doing like 2, 3, 4%? Drive traffic using the high converting search terms and keywords and ASINs and targets and categories, and get rid of the ones that aren't working. Okay, next we have create deals. So if everything checks out, you have margins, you have inventory, you have inventory for the holidays, you have a good performing campaigns, all that stuff. If everything works out and you have the margins to back it up, which is key, make sure that you create some deals. People are there on that day for deals. That could come in the form of a coupon deal, a coupon promotion. Could come in the form of a bundle. Now we're seeing lots of bundles. I have a post that's getting ready to go out about this. Check this out on this listing. Make it a bundle. We found 5 items with this as a bundle, which is really cool. Look at all of the traffic. Look at all of the real estate that this is taking up on this product detail page. It's an absolute ton of real estate. So this is another idea. People will see the strike through price, which means they hopefully assume and can see that they're getting a deal. And on Prime Day, I think a lot of people are looking for deals. So if your margins can support it, make sure that you set up some kind of a deal or a bundle. All right, next, deal specific headlines. So here we have the opportunity to create sponsored brand ads and sponsored display ads that have deal specific headlines. So there's some literature on this. When you go to create your ad inside of Seller Central, you can actually see what's allowed and what's not allowed. You can't do certain things, but you can actually do more than I originally thought when I first started creating campaigns. You could say stuff like save now on this product. You can actually talk about the discount that they're getting, so long as there is an actual promotion or discount that's going on. You can't lie. You have to basically back it up with the point that you have a discount going on in your promotional headline. So you know what I'll do? I will find that document and I'll put it in the notes of this thread. This way you guys can look into the types of headlines that you can create for sponsored brand ads, and also short but sweet headlines that you can use right over here, sponsored display ads. And you can target some ASINs using a headline that is going to push traffic towards your actual promotion. Also note that you can actually make a bundle and you can promote that on your sponsored brand ads and your sponsored display ads. So a bundle is like an ASIN and people are looking for deals that day. You can then use your advertising spend to upsell people and increase the average cart value by using bundles and promoting bundles. So this is something that we haven't done yet. It's interesting to test, but this could be a good day to do it, where we are now taking advantage of all of that traffic and then showing potential shoppers that there is a bundle product that they could buy right over here with a nice sweet headline using one of those promotional headlines that I was talking about, but that could also show up in the actual headline search ad. So what's cool about that is you can have a promotional headline right over here. You can have one bundled item in the actual headline ad, and then you can have the supporting products next to it that have all of the social review and all of the social proof, because the bundled ASIN does not have that, doesn't carry through. So that's a problem. Here's an example of that. I think this is limited time deal. No, this isn't. But anyways, you're going to see the bundled ASIN over here without the social proof. All right, next we have email your list, but don't just do it the day of. Make sure that you plan right now and email your list. Let them know of the bundles that you've created on Amazon. Drive some traffic, show Amazon some love through the email list that you have and also the social list that you have. All right, last but not least, play defense and protect your brand. All right, so let's take a look at this. Play defense. Look at all of the ad opportunities that are available on this page. So first off, if you're really playing defense, you can make a bundle. Now we're defending our listing. We're putting anyone who wants to advertise on our listing. If we have this bundle up here, now not all listings have this, but if you have a listing that does, it's pushing all of the advertising from your competition down, which is awesome. So we're swarming the buy box and we're not allowing people to see our competition. Then we could also do product display ads right over here, sponsored display rather, product targeting. Now this is going to show up really good position over here. You can cross promote another ASIN. You can just protect using a bundled ASIN over here, like we said before. But once again, it's all about protection. And then going down, we have sponsored ASINs, which is not showing up right now. Not showing up, but I think you guys know what I mean. We can use sponsored ASINs or sponsored products on the product detail page and target the product detail page. We could also do sponsored brand ads. And we can, it's not showing up, of course, down over here, but there's ads now, brands related to this item or other sponsored brand ads that show up on the sponsored detail page, on the product detail page as well. So that's another way to play defense and make sure that we are putting our ads on our own product detail page so that we don't lose any sales to our competition. Other things that you can do is you can do posts and videos and make sure that you have a lot of different content on your page so that you don't lose people to your competition. All right, everyone. That was a lot of information. We will probably turn this into a YouTube video or a blog post so you can have it all laid out neatly for you. And if you have any questions, of course, I am here to help out at any time. And now that you could all see my my screen here, let me get my act together. Anyways, have an amazing day, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.